Okay, so this week we're starting in kind of in the Stonehill Inn. There's a couple different directions that you guys can go from here. I have tried to plan for most of them, but I mean, best laid plans and what have you. What do you guys want to do?
We want to check out the manor, right?
Yeah, let's go over what options we've got.
So we could just kind of stick around here at the party. There's the manor to loot. We also need to follow up with Sildar and stuff. Be like, hey, what was going on there?
Yep.
We could try to track down the bugbears, see where they go.
We still need to find Gundren. He's still MIA.
He is still MIA. Someone who may have known where he was dead.
He's dead.
But hey, there's lots of ways in this fantasy world to get information.
But also think about it too, if the bugbears were up at the manor, they probably don't know what's going on. That we killed the glass staff, so they could end up coming back. Could happen, could not happen.
Totally could. All right. There was also, I think, the crates that you guys initially came in with that you recovered from Cragmaw Cave. That was something that was brought up. So we got Sildar, crates, tracking bugbears, finding Gundren, or finding information as to his whereabouts, following up with Sildar, figuring out what Glassstaff was up to, and Tresendar Manor. What do you guys want to do?
Are we all in this inn then?
Yeah, unless somebody has something else that they'd be doing. Most of the RP posts and everything were focused around kind of, chilling or observing the festivities. So, Harbin Weston, the townmaster, has declared today a holiday. Everyone is just kind of, maybe the party's dying down a little bit later in the afternoon. Anthony, actually, go ahead and roll me a con save. I know you said that you feel the effects of the alcohol wearing off, but sometimes that can be a little bit of a false positive. So, if you wouldn't mind...
Okay.
This is the first time you've had a drink.
Is he also going to roll a dex to see how well he dances with me?
That's up to you.
My team.
Okay, yeah. You're able to, suit through some food and staying hydrated. I saw you were doing that. That's a good call. Very studious of you to know how to handle or get out in front of a hangover before actually getting drunk. You're able to shrug off some of the effects of this alcohol. So good deal. I was totally going to give you a disadvantage on most of your stuff in the first encounter, if you were tanked. But cool.
Can I redo it then?
If you want to
No, I'm
drunk,
playing.
that's
No, I'm playing. No.
All right. So which way we going? Oh, one more thing before I forget. If you did a RP post, 90 experience, regardless of how many you did, 90 experience. Rocket, are you there? Just making sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, I'm up for, I think we all, at least last session, we all really wanted to check out the manor itself. I know I want to talk to Sildar, but that's pretty RP heavy, and I said let's just go. I mean, Sildar's not going anywhere. He only has one leg, so...
I don't know. He's a pretty capable dude.
He could limp his way out.
Yep, and if you guys read the post, he was kind of, he's up and about. He surveyed what was going on at Stonehill Inn. He's got a crutch. He is mobile. Maybe not everything he was, but he's a pretty hardcore dude. Yeah, and the manor is totally cool. We can do the manor. Sound good?
Yeah, I know Callisto's vote is going to be to see what's left to loot from the manor.
Yeah, I like the manor.
He's not gonna up and leave, is he, Sildar? Because I don't want.
He's a man who has his own motivations.
Okay, I'll risk it. Everybody else wants to manor, and I want a manor too, so we'll manor. So Layla grabs her junk, and she's like, "Okay, whenever you guys are ready."
Sounds good to me.
Music
I'm just
got
going to note
scary.
that I'm going to take the time to change out of the dress and to put my gear back on.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like we're done partying. If anyone needs to make adjustments, it's adventure time. So Tressendar Manor, sitting up there on the hill. Layla sent one of the surviving Red Brand back, or set him free. Said, "Go tell all your buddies, get out of town." I wonder if he did that. So if you guys want to head up there, that's totally cool. Which direction you guys want to head in? You want to try up top? That's where you saw Glassstaff and some of the Red Brands and those goblins coming down the hill. Or you can head back in the little crevice that Carp showed you. And yeah, I ended the broadcast to switch over to this audio.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm all for walking in the front door, but it's, of course, majority vote.
I would like to go underneath. We'd still need to look for Carp's friends and his family. If they're still there, I mean...
Oh yeah, totally forgot about those. No, I didn't.
That's not a bad idea. Plus, maybe, if we see a Red Band running out some treasure we like, we just kind of convince them to give it to us. So I'd say we go through the shortcut again.
All right, cool. Well, sounds like 2 for shortcut. Anyone opposed?
Shortcut's fine.
All right.
No.
So you approach the crevasse, making your way through the familiar, kind of small opening, squeezing your way through until you enter the main chamber where you fought the Nothic previously. I'm making sure what's hidden needs to be hidden. Cool. Not that anything needs to be hidden. You guys are free to explore as you'd like.
I want Layla to go down these stairs and to check out both these doors to see if they're locked or unlocked. We'll start with this one, the one to the north.
Shouldn't we be a little stealthy while doing this?
Good question.
Look, we told them to leave, but that doesn't mean they left. Or all of them.
Sounds like Layla has already busted that door open, though.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
You open the door and find a common room. There are some plates on the table in the center. Looks like maybe someone was playing a game of dice. The dice are left. They're all D6s. Sorry. There's some warm ale in glasses. One of them is actually knocked over. Looks like if they cleared out in a hurry.
How many dice are on the table?
4.
I'm just gonna pick them up and roll them.
All right. You pick them up and roll the 4 D6s. You get 15. Next.
Wow.
I'm going to read you the actual description for this room. Excuse me.
It kind of looks like a sink or a counter.
Let's see. There's a worn table and chairs scattered around. It's a large room. Wooden benches are drawn up against walls decorated with draperies of brown and red, and several ale kegs are propped up and tapped.
Well, and obviously, that's a dry bar. It's probably got some olives and pickles and whatever else.
Oh, yeah.
Little
They're-
lime wedges.
They're fancy.
Can I check this door down to the south?
Absolutely.
I would also like to help her with that.
All right, peeking into this room. Let's see. There is. You've got the 4 beds. 3 of them. There is a large amount of. It looks like hair. In this room smells foul.
Has it been completely cleaned out of anything interesting?
There is nothing under the beds. Looking under, actually, I'm sorry. This top left bed. There is that is the one that is not furry. Underneath it, you see a little glass blue marble.
A blue glass marble?
Yep.
I'll slip it in my
About
pocket.
an inch in diameter. Looking through it, it's incredibly clear. Incredibly clear. It almost looks like a little bubble or something, but when you touch it, it's very solid.
Hair, as in like human hair or
Great question.
Animal.
You can check it out.
yeah, I want Layla to mosey on over here and take a peeksy.
You can take a sniff.
Do I have to sniff for animal hair? Because if it stinks, no, I don't really want to sniff.
Yeah. Smelling it definitely doesn't. It's looking at it. It's not human hair. You would know that right off the bat. It's certainly more like fur.
And is it in like all the beds? Like an animal has
It,
been sleeping in the beds,
you-
or
Or a
like when,
bugbear, right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it very well could be. This could be the room that the bugbears were staying in.
When I think stink, I think goblins.
And it do
Yeah.
stink.
After rolling the dice a few times, Simon's gonna go check out this top room
Okay.
along with Z.
Looking in this room, it appears to be a wizard's workshop. There are distillation coils, retorts, and beakers and things like that, kind of still bubbling actually over on the table. And it has a couple bookshelves that are covered with actually out of the 2 bookshelves that are there, only one of them has any books. It's got parchments and some strange looking tomes.
What would I need to roll to investigate that?
You can just pick them up and look at them if you dare.
Oh, I dare.
Looking at the books, they all seem to they have recipes and things like that. You might not necessarily understand what the recipes are trying to produce without a roll, but you can see that it's 2 parts this, 1 part that, etc. It looks like it's a bunch of chemical names.
Are there any regions left over? Any sort of materials?
There are liquids in the flasks, but they're not clearly labeled. Does anyone read Dwarvish?
I do.
Do you?
Yes, thanks to my old mentor.
Nice. All right. Among the books, there is one tome that you see the front of it is written in, the title. The title of the book is Adventures of Ermon, and it's written in Dwarvish.
Oh, what was that? Adventures of what?
Ermon?
May I investigate the table and see if I can get any inclination of what they were trying to do here?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'd like to crack open that book and take a look at, see if I understand any of what's inside here.
Okay. All right, cool. First things first, give me 1 sec.
I think I speak Dwarvish too.
Callista quickly licks the book and says, "Sorry, I called it first. It's mine."
Gross. With your investigation, Anthony, I think, and taking into account your history, you can tell that with the chemicals that appear to be and the quantities, it looks like in the final beaker, they were distilling an invisibility potion. This is alchemy recipes.
Whoa.
So I know that for a fact that's what they were trying to do.
That's what it looks like. That is what your 12 will get you.
Sarvin's gonna pick up what looks like to be the distilled flask and just kind of like eye it a bit.
The flask is warm to the touch, and as you pick it up, you notice that when you look through it, if you're holding it in your hand, you actually don't really see your hand on the other side. It kind of shimmers a little bit.
Maybe
Hey.
worth keeping.
Hey Anthony, is this like an invisibility potion?
As far as I could tell, it is. I wasn't that great in alchemy, but from what I remember from my studies, that's what it is. So it would be wise to hold on to that.
Yeah. Do I see a cork anywhere? Like some sort of stopper?
There are actually, there would be enough in this to fill 2 small flasks that are laid out on the table. Both have corks. So you could pour that into the flasks and cork them up, and they should be relatively safe for transport.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Can I check out this door right here while they're still poking around?
You certainly can. And I'm sorry, let me resolve Rachel's real quick. I'm actually going to... No, I'm not going to read that, actually. Looking through that book, Callista, it's, again, it's describing this dwarf Ermon, and it goes over the history of a lost mine. It also mentions Ermon's encounter with something called the Forge of Spells.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
Sounds very interesting. I would definitely like to take that with us. That might be useful later.
Did she read that out to us?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to her. Sorry.
Yes, I would definitely be kind of reading it out loud as everybody's looking around.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut into Layla's thing, but by any chance would I know anything about the Forge of Spells?
You can give me a history check.
That is a lot more interesting than my door. So please.
From your studies, you recall something about, you were evidently not a very good student. Alchemy, history, what did you pay attention to exactly?
The alcohol's still getting to me.
Okay. Still got the bubble guts, nice. You recall the Forge of Spells as something that a joint faction of mages created to craft magical weapons with. its location, the forge itself was lost. There was something about raids or mage factions battling or something like that. It may be detailed in the book if Callista wanted to, spend some time during downtime to read it a little bit. She could certainly do that. But you definitely, the name strikes you.
Callista's going to just ask, do you want to hold on to this, Anthony, or do you want me to throw it in my bag?
Well, I can't read Dwarvish.
All right, well then I'll read it to you some evening.
That sounds great. Over that apple pie.
All right.
Sarban, while you're looking over the kind of the alchemy station there, and you've picked up that bottle, there's also some other reagents. There's some mercury, some dragon bile, and some powdered nightshade.
Whoa. So if I wanted to attempt alchemy, that would take a while, right?
It would, yeah. Like brewing potions and stuff like that is absolutely something you can do. It's not something that you right-click and it pops out in 5 seconds. But during downtime and stuff like that, you can kind of start a brew, and most have to kind of brew or ferment for an extended period of time, like months, to get them to actually work. But keep in mind also, a long rest, we can say, is a month. And you guys are, doing something in a town or a city, or it's between adventures or something like that. But if you want to take the alchemy stuff and start kind of working on that a little bit, I can get you some details on what you could make and how.
Yeah, I like to collect samples of stuff on the table.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, there's enough containers in here to package that stuff up and stash it safely. All right,
So
and
what's behind door?
Layla, you wanted to go through this door here.
Yep, see if it's.
See it's
And Z's already in there.
Boo! It's Z.
How did
Boo,
that
roll
happen?
initiative. The walls of this bedchamber are covered with drapes and scarlet cloth. The furnishings include a small writing desk with a matching chair, a comfortable-looking bed, and a wooden chest at the foot of the bed.
I'm gonna check out that chest. Is it locked? Unlocked?
The lock has actually been smashed.
I'm gonna open that bad boy up.
All right, when you open it up, I need you to roll me a... Just kidding. You open it up, and it is barren.
Can I roll an investigation check?
Yeah,
See if
sure.
anything's odd in this room?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or is that... Yeah.
Stands to reason, Layla, that maybe the Red Brands had enough time to snag some of the stuff out of here before fleeing. You definitely haven't run into anybody while you've been down here. Z, looking over at... You notice two things, actually. Go ahead and... with 14, let's see. Over on the table, there is a letter penned, and the wax seal on it's been broken. This is something that somebody probably received. And in this corner, the northeast corner, you notice that there's a section of wall that it's a little lighter hue than the rest of them. No, as you're looking kind of behind the draperies that cover the wall, you see the hinge of a secret door.
I would like to open that secret door and say, hey, look, found secret pathway.
Yep, looking in the secret door, you see some steps that are going up to another section of the basement here, the cellar.
Can I get the letter and read it?
Absolutely. That's written in common, and it's addressed to Lord Albric. My spies in Neverwinter tell me that strangers are due to arrive in Phandelver. They could be working with the dwarves. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must, but don't allow them to upset our plans. See that any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Yarno. Don't disappoint me. and it's signed with a black spider.
Oh.
A plot device, yay!
Yay! Plot. It thickens.
The letter?
I'm going to take that letter and throw it in my backpack.
Okay, cool.
Can I just take a peek up that hidden passageway just to look? I don't want to explore it now. I know there's a lot more room to cover down here, but just peek, just see where it goes.
Yeah, you want to look like up at the top of it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up the stairs just a bit.
This looks like a storeroom. The area at kind of the north end of the crevasse here. It's been, let's see, I'll just read this. It's been finished and dressed with stone blocks and a flagstone floor. Several barrels are stored against the walls, along with a number of empty crates, straw for packing, hammers, pry bars, and nails. The cavern continues some distance to the south, and you can make out several passageways that open up off the larger cavern in what looks like a deep pit or a crevasse in the floor. So you're seeing everything south of you. This is a storeroom. Crates, straw packing, hammers, pry bars, and nails.
And that was the room that Layla walked up the stairs to see?
Yep, kind of peeking into this room here. Some of these crates have been smashed open. Their contents are kind of spilling out onto the ground.
Those crates, do I see any like markings on there? Any emblems? Like trader emblems or otherwise?
Are you looking for something particular?
I really just want to see if they're not necessarily in particular. Did somebody will have to help me remember. Whenever we found the first session, and we fought the bugbear, and there was a clearing with a bunch of crates in there, right? They had a symbol on them.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these crates, do they have the same symbol on them?
Yeah, they do actually. A couple of them, not all, but specifically the crowbars and nail crates have the same blue lion on them.
Does anybody have a piece of paper on them? I have a quill and ink. I would like to make a drawing of this so that way I can remember what it is.
Yes.
Don't we already know what the symbol is from, though?
Yep.
I thought it was the Lion Shield Coster, the building that's in town.
Yep. You have
Okay,
that
it's them.
symbol on the
Okay.
on the Lion Shield Coster in town.
I think we need to tell them that we found some of their stuff. Are those crates, they're empty, right?
Those have crowbars and nails in them.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, then I'm just going to turn around and walk back.
So, what do you guys think about going back to where I Kool-Aid Manned out of the wall and checking out that room before we go upstairs?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's
room,
worth
like
it.
trapped or something.
Yes, it is trapped, and the last time we were here, the trap was not tripped. So if there's something in there, they wouldn't have been able to get to it.
Sounds good.
Because, of course, no one would be as good as me and be able to get past the trap.
Isn't there a giant hole in the wall?
Yeah, let's just not. They're not that smart. Don't worry about it.
And it's likely that they still think that the glowing green-eyed thing is still down here.
Yep, and he is still, as you guys are kind of moving through, you look down into the crevasse and you can see the Nothic is still sitting down there in that cold lower section, dead.
Yes, can I Can we assume that I've helped people through the hole and we can get up in there, or do we need to roll?
No, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, you guys can kind of crawl over, so you're avoiding. Does everyone see this trap here that's marked?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I thought I marked it. Oh, Layla rolled
And
dexterity.
Oh,
Layla
darn.
steps right on it. All right, can I
Layla.
check that door? Just make sure it's not trapped as well
Yeah,
before we
sure.
go in?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Anybody want to help me just in case? Since we're all staring at it.
Sure.
You're all in my way.
It seems so heavy. It's just there's so many people, and it's just too many cooks in the kitchen making the brew go bad. That's what's happening.
All right. Layla, it looks good to be able to open that door. You want to just push it open?
Now,
Oh.
you may recall that over the door here, there is a relief of a mournful angel, kind of carved into the stone.
People do ridiculous things like bury gold and riches with their dead. All the more reason to check it out.
True.
Would I know why that angel's there?
Would you know? What are you trying to figure out? What are you trying to figure out?
Like, what the reason for this room is? Like, an angel, that's kind of oddly specific for, like, religious reasons.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a religion.
Never mind. Can't see shit.
The craftsmanship isn't. There's probably lots of different takes on angels across the different pantheons, and I'm sorry, across the pantheon, right? This one is a little. It's either nondescript or you're not quite able to really place it with a specific faith at all. It's obvious that it's an angel, though. You just can't tell whose.
Gotcha.
Well, Sarvin has a little history with religion. Could he check it out?
Sure.
I'm just gonna kick the door open.
You can tell that it's the craft is either it may have something to do with Pelor or Lathander, maybe Bahamut, but you're not really able to tell. You can tell that with the craftsmanship, Sarban, even with an 8, that it is a good deity or positively aligned.
Okay.
It's not a demon or
It's not a curse.
angel. Yeah.
Yeah, let's try open that door.
All right, you push the door open, and opening the door, you see there are some murals on the walls, more reliefs cut, much like the angle. Did I really? Much like the angel. There's also 3 sarcophaguses in this room.
It's sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi of angles. Layla's singing now. Great.
Can we roll an investigation check to see if they're trapped?
Yeah, absolutely. You're just looking at like the outside of them.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
I'll help.
Okay. Well, do you want to roll it and I'd say I help?
Sure.
Don't be all meta. He said he
Okay,
wanted.
fine. Whatever.
Yeah, alright, you roll it.
Yeah, that's...
All right. The sarcophagi themselves. You look in the seals look pretty intact. They're covered with dust, but you don't see any trap or mechanism that would maybe have, at least from the outside, mind you. But you don't see anything that would cause you concern if you want to open it.
Can anybody detect magic?
I could, but I don't have it prepared for today.
Don't worry about it. Layla, help me get this lid off.
I have some morals. I'm not going to mess with the dead.
Oh.
I'm interested. Let's go.
Yeah, thanks, Sarvin.
Anytime.
So you're sliding the top off of that?
Yes, Sarvin will be sliding it off, and I will be helping him because I don't have a whole lot of upper body strength.
Okay. Well, I mean, with the two of you, you would certainly be able to take or slide the lid off. Okay. So nobody move. First.
Oh,
Sarvin,
that's a bad sign.
I would like you to roll me a dexterity or a strength saving throw. You can pick. Nice.
Nice.
So as you start to slide the lid of the sarcophagus back, the stale air kind of wafts out, and all of a sudden, a hand reaches up
No, don't you.
through the.
I told you.
Actually, it almost kind of.
That's an old callback.
Yeah. Up through the side of the sarcophagus, actually, not through the hole that you've made. It passes through the stone effortlessly and swipes towards your face. You're able to move out of the way. As it moves in front of your face, there is a chill in the air, and it almost takes your breath away. You can see your breath kind of hang as if you have just stepped outside from a warm tavern into a blizzard. It just hangs there. And everyone roll initiative. Don't forget to click your tokens.
Whoa.
This is why you don't mess with the dead.
Well, that's true.
Wow.
Not bad.
If only I could smite dead.
If only. That would be terrible, though.
Should have been a paladin.
Dang it, why is this not? There it is. Okay, so, coming up out of the... I'm sorry, you saw the hand swing up, and a head kind of leans up forward, ghostly hair flowing off of its head. It's definitely a man, and he turns and actually looks at Layla and says, "Give me back my blade." And okay, cool. Whose turn is it? It is Z's turn. What do you do?
Okay, weird question. In my religion, we have a ritual for sending souls off to the afterlife. Just kind of like give them a gentle push. Would I know if these have received that such ritual?
That's a very good question. So you're trying to, well, let's see. Go ahead and roll me a religion. Does it compel a spirit to leave? Like that ritual does not banish spirits, does it?
No. You know what? Never mind.
No, I think it was. Well, never mind. I think it was a good question. They're here.
Well, because I really don't have anything to base this off of. I was just kind of.
Oh, and that wasn't my. Actually, I got the same roll, so whatever. GG. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. But all right, it is your turn. Z, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna tell Layla to give back the sword to see if that plate not calms him down, and then I'm gonna hold action.
All right. What are you going to hold action for? What's the trigger?
If he gets anywhere close to me, I'm gonna attack him.
You're going to pop him. All right. Layla, it is your turn.
I don't want to give back my sword. It's mine now.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so how, I know we are technically in combat. How, like, he doesn't seem to be able to be reasoned with. No.
I don't think anyone has tried.
Okay, so Layla's gonna, still...
To answer
Go ahead.
your question a little more thoroughly, not everything can be reasoned with. You're right there. Some things have, convictions or propensities, curses you wouldn't be able to talk someone out of, if they were, if their minds were dominated or something like that. You're not gonna be able to talk them out of, like, hey, maybe don't kill me, even though magic is controlling your mind. Maybe don't do that.
Okay, she's going to walk up to the spirit and unsheath Talon and holding it by like inner palms, like the blade inner palm, and holding the hilt. She's gonna hand it over. This is your sword. Yes.
He looks at you, leaves the sarcophagus, floats over, and grabs the blade. As he does, his incorporeal properties transfer to the blade. It almost burns your hands with the cold. And he swings it up. He looks at it. He sheathes it in an empty scabbard at his waist, and looks around, and he calls to the other side of the room. He says, "My sons." And two more rise from the sarcophagi across the room. They stand in unison. They say, "Yes, Father." And he says, "We may now go." And they just dissipate.
Sword included?
Yep.
Okay.
Whew. Good job, Layla.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
That sword is bound to me. Could I call it back?
Same plane of existence, right?
Okay, so they're not in this world anymore.
Nope.
Fuck.
You can try to call Talon, but yeah, it's now. Did you want to try to call? Well, pretty much as soon as he
No.
touches it, it's yeah.
She don't want that bad voodoo, so
Right.
fuck.
So what else is in the coffin here? Sarcophagus.
You want to take more of their stuff?
I want to see what's in there. They're gone now.
Yeah.
They have no use for whatever else. They just wanted the sword. The sword wasn't mine. I don't care.
They're wrapped in burial clothes. There is, looking at the actual skeletons in each, there is a platinum coin over each eye, so that's a total of 6. But there are no other treasures in the coffins themselves.
No rings. Nothing with like a crest of the house.
That would be on the reliefs carved into the walls.
Dang, I wanted a ring. Or a pendant or something.
Wasn't expecting that, Layla.
Well,
Give
I
me
So
that.
6 platinum.
Okay.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, I think we should check out this room above us here.
You
Move
hear
on.
from the room behind you, Callista, you hear, hello?
Probably another spirit.
Oh, there's a room. I didn't even realize there was a door there.
Hand
They
reaches out.
they sound weak. No, not another hand reaching up. No. I'm gonna try the door and try to just creak it open a little bit, make sure it's not a surprise attack.
All right, peering in,
She-
the room is dark beyond. It smells pretty rancid. This room is actually pretty dark too. You don't have a light source, right? You guys have been kind of moving through this darkness, more or less because you know the way, and some of you can see. But is anyone actually using a light source?
I don't think so.
I can strike one up.
Yeah, I cast light.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
What would you
thank
like to
you.
cast light on?
Callista, if you would like, can I find a rock and cast light on it? And
Ooh,
be able
I
to
have-
throw that in there?
The GM's gonna hate this. I have a ball bearing. Would you like to cast
Oh.
light on that?
Yeah, it's going to be a little tiny light.
I'm gonna hold it in my hand. I'm
That-
not gonna be a
that
dick
light's
about
gonna
it.
Be so small, little light. I had a guy in a campaign who had a bag of ball bearings, and it's like 1,000 ball bearings for like $1.50 or something. He would just cast light on them and just throw them everywhere. And he got down to like 970, and he was just destroying darkness all over the place. It irritated me so bad. Like, this just is so silly. So now ball bearings give just a little bit of light, just a little light.
Can it be like a candle?
Yes, it can be like a candle.
Okay, I will rest a ball bearing in my palm and offer it to Anthony to cast light upon.
And I do.
You got a little
Thank you
light,
very much, sir.
little light.
Do you want me to start singing this little light of mine?
Yes, please.
Too bad. You can't tell me what to do. I'm an independent player character.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need no DM.
Yeah. Can't believe you gave him the sword. Son of a bitch.
I'm a little sad.
I guess it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, I don't really know how to fight a specter.
Yeah.
I knew how to fight with a specter, and now that's gone. I had a mechanic that I thought was going to be really fun. Guess I'll use that later as well.
Sorry, not sorry.
I mean, hey, that's the way it goes. Good deal. All right, so looking in this room, excuse me. What are you? You're just peeking your head in?
Yep, my hand kind of sticks in before me to try to illuminate a little bit of this room, and I want to take a look in.
All right, you see at the towards the south end, there are bars and you see that there is a kind of a form sitting back against maybe a wall, something like that, on the other side of the bars, and it calls out again, "Hello."
Alright, they sound pretty weak. Can I determine if they're faking? Like an insight or something?
Sure. No reason to think they are.
Alright, I'm gonna go in and see what's up.
It does sound like a woman's voice. I don't know if that makes any difference to you.
I'm already inside the room. But it's all black, so I can't see anything.
Boop.
Uh-oh.
I like how
Hey, it's prisoners!
Indeed. There is as you guys walk in, there is a woman who kind of crawls up towards the bars. She's looking pretty disheveled.
Can I pass my water skin through to her and then try to pick the lock? Because I don't think any of us has a key.
Yeah, absolutely. So you pass your water skin through, and she immediately throws it past you north, and it lands at the bars north of you. A hand reaches out from there. Layla, standing where you are, you can see that it's the hand of a smaller person, kind of a little tiny hand and forearm. Snatches it, and you hear kind of some squabbling and a couple drafts, and then that form hands it over to another. They drink as well, and the water skin is empty.
Callista's gonna whisper to the woman as she's trying to pick the lock, you know, they're as good as dead if you let yourself die.
Wow.
Not threatening, I'm just saying, like, it's ridiculous for her to not even take a sip without throwing it to the offspring. Because it's a hard world out there, and children just don't survive if they don't have parents. Okay? I don't want to talk about it.
You're assuming a lot about their relationship.
Yeah, I am. Maybe I'm projecting.
Layla is, I mean, she can't pick a lock, so she is immediately going to turn and come back here, because if they bolt, she doesn't want them stepping on that trap.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Well, yeah, I mean, you're pretty much taking a 10. You've got all the time in the world to pick that lock. You are able to get these locks open.
Okay, and so she's just locked in the cell. She's not bound or anything like that.
Not bound or chained or anything like that.
And you're going to give me unlimited time to get both of them open so that we get the people out.
Yep. Yeah, no one's here to stop you, and I mean, it's an older lock with enough time and your skill set. I think you'd be able to pick it.
All right. Can I ask them who they are?
You certainly can. So, you're asking her, I'm assuming?
Yes.
She introduces herself, and I'm going to try a lady voice. My name is Mirna. This is my son Nars and my daughter Nilsa.
These are the ones that Carl mentioned.
I mean, the bandits, they've all just run off, really.
Why? They left us here to die?
Sounds like it, yeah. But we're here to get you out.
You have my eternal gratitude. Please get us out of this place.
I want to go up to the top, and I want to look at Nards, I think.
Nars.
Is that how?
Nars.
Pronounce-
N-A-R-S. But I
Okay,
like no.
I wanna- and I want to be like, you know, you have a pretty good friend to suggest us coming here.
He's right, it's the alder leaves that let us know that you are here.
Carp, yeah, he saw us get taken. I knew he'd send help. Mom, I told you he'd send help.
So there is a cheerful reunion. I'm going to move these all together.
How long have you been down here? Oh, I guess you wouldn't know, would you? Are you starving?
Yeah, they are absolutely starving. They're dehydrated. They haven't had any food in a couple days. She's been throwing the majority of her stuff over to them, so they're pretty scrawny at this point.
All right, I'm going to use 2 of my rations, break one in half and give it to the children and give one to the mother. They've already got my water skin, so hopefully I'll get that back once it's empty.
Okay, yeah, they'll hand that back to you empty, and they ravenously attack your rations as offered. She is incredibly thankful that you guys came here and did not go somewhere else first.
Well, you should be happy to know that you should have safe passage back to the town, since the Red Brands have fled.
There's nothing left for us in Phandelver. They killed my husband and they took us.
Well, you still have each other, and your survivors.
We will go to Neverwinter. Thank you. Will you please escort us out?
For sure.
I haven't seen the sky in weeks.
So we can pretty safely take them to the secret passage and help them out?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll take them.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them a few gold just to kind of help them on their way, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Give them a little cash to help pay for passage.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
What? 10 gold seem good?
Hey, that's
5 gold.
That's up to you, man. Being all philanthropic.
Alright, sure. 10 gold.
Nice. Yeah, that'll absolutely pay for their passage to Neverwinter if they can get on with a trader or something like that that's heading that way, as well as food and everything else. And Anthony, you're escorting them out.
Yeah, and before she leaves, I say, whenever you get there, if you're looking for work, go to the Arcane College. Find Oriana. She can point you in a direction. Maybe you can help there at the college.
So she kind of pauses and looks at you, Anthony, and says, "Who are you?"
I am Anthony Barrows. Oriana was a mentor of mine.
She kind of leans forward and gives you a little kiss on the forehead, and she and her kids scamper down the tunnel out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Giggity.
feel good. Feel good. And whenever they leave, I rejoin the group.
I want to check the door in front of us, or in front of me.
Okay. And that is actually the last door. Let me reveal all this. If you see a red brand or someone pop up, they're not actually there. It's just a figure.
Aw.
It's a ghost.
There we go. this,
I would
this
see
is
why.
going to be our last campaign map. I'm so excited. Or our last module map. So
Woohoo.
there are actually there's actually some stuff in here. There are weapons, racks of weapons on the walls. There are some spears, lots of spears, swords, crossbows, and crossbow bolts.
But how many beaver pelts?
There are so many beaver pelts. Jesus. We'll have to tell you guys some stories about the last time Rachel ran this. There are also a dozen dirty red cloaks hanging from hooks by the door. These are obviously Red Brand cloaks.
I definitely want one of those.
Okay. Yeah, you take one. No problem.
That's a really good idea. I think we should all take one.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of the you can see a lot of gaps where some of the weapons have been taken, but there are still some. There's still some present on the racks. They haven't all been taken. It looks like it's possible that Glassstaff was looking to arm a larger group of people. Maybe he was still recruiting Red Brands. Maybe you guys missed a fantastic employment opportunity.
Does that have
Probably
health
that.
insurance?
It does. Pension, 401k. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Full medical,
Sign me up.
dental, vision.
Are they union?
No.
Darn.
All right. So what kind of weapons are we seeing other than you said a bunch of javelins?
Spears, crossbows, and short swords.
I'm gonna grab a few crossbow bolts, or I mean as many as I can grab, really.
Okay, yeah. Replenish your quiver. That's totally fine. There are probably a couple hundred here, so if you want to, carry what you can carry, that's perfectly fine.
How many can we carry?
Crossbow bolts,
Well, just regular arrows.
arrows, and bolts. I'd probably say like 20 or so would be normal.
Yeah.
Quiver.
I think the official rule it's 20 for each quiver. For I know a bow.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds about right.
How much of this stuff would we be able to carry out with us?
For what purpose? You wanna
To sell?
There's always one. I mean, you could carry all of it out, but also keep in mind that to sell things, you've got to find someone who is interested in buying it and consider where you're at.
Yeah,
Selling
we
to the
might
militia,
do better, considering that they're not hugely valuable. Of course, they're useful, but we only have so many hands. It might do us a little bit better if we were to let whoever the leader of the town is know, and he can put together a militia, and we would be even more in his good graces.
That was my second thought.
This is a fantastic
Donate them.
idea.
use it. It's a tax write-off if you donate them.
Gotta grind that rep.
Yeah. Callista, you said you wanted to look at the weapons. Is that right? What were you looking for something specific, or you wanted to investigate them?
Well, honestly, I was looking for something that was useful specifically to me, or something that was particularly valuable. So if I saw something that had been dipped in silver, obviously that would catch my eye, and I might want to grab that off the shelf. But if it's all standard issue stuff, and there's no daggers, since I'm down one dagger, then I'm not too interested.
Now, that's an interesting term that you made. All of this does look like standard issue stuff, but it looks like standard military issue. This is not cheap crap. It's not necessarily like magical or something like that, but the craftsmanship of this is very good. The steel is very good. These are not going to break or chip very easily. They're going to hold an edge.
Huh. Is there like a craftsman's mark on them?
There is. Would you know how to identify it?
Other than having handled some weapons, perhaps not.
Looking down by the hilt of the blades on the short swords, and at the base of the spear tips, right where they're tied to the actual spear shafts themselves, you see that there is a maker's mark. It's a stamp of a snowflake.
Oh, pretty. Hey, Anthony, do you think you could mark this down? If all of these weapons are made by the same person, they might be able to give us some answers.
Since Layla has a background in the military, would she know that mark?
Very possible. What military?
Blah, 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 blah. Never
That's not a military.
Yeah, it is.
You said Neverwinter?
Yeah, I don't. They probably have their own blacksmith, though.
They do, and this is actually his mark.
Oh.
You recognize it immediately.
Gasp.
Would he have made her original swords?
That is, I would leave that up to you. Does she have the things that she was actually in the camp with? I'm sorry, in the military with. Excuse me. She's got her service sword still.
Yeah, her two short swords that she kept. Yeah, I mean those have been hers for quite a while, I would think. So.
Okay, yeah, they have the same mark. If she got them from Neverwinter military or the militia there.
Yeah, Layla's gonna walk over. She's going to unsheath the single short sword that she has now.
Oops.
And show off the same stamp.
So you're saying you're a red band too?
Oh.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
I knew it.
Bamboozled.
I just gave you his name if you're interested in it in your PM chat.
Thank you.
Excellent. That's exactly what I was about to ask.
His name is Otis Hill River. He's he did a lot of work for the Neverwinter Army. Almost all of their weapons, if not all of them, came from him, if I'm not mistaken. I am...
Him or his forge, yeah.
Or, yeah, I'm not sure. It's a little concerning why there's so many weapons here with, this go upon them, but,
Now, is your military or this gentleman somehow associated with the Lord's Alliance? Wasn't Glassstaff with them?
that is something I wish to explore further, definitely. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to Sildar, because he's part of the Lord's Alliance. Does Layla know anybody else who is part of the Lord's Alliance? Like, other than Sildar?
I'm sure she would have met people in her time in Neverwinter that are members of the Lord's Alliance. Sure. I don't know what kind of relationship she would have. I would actually leave that more up to you. You would certainly know about them, even if you did not know individuals that were part of them.
Perhaps I'm just paranoid, but I believe it would definitely be worth exploring the connection between Glassstaff, the Lord's Alliance, and all of these weapons. that we see here.
Just out of curiosity, how far away is Neverwinter?
How far is Neverwinter?
3 days.
Where's the map?
Oh my God.
I didn't move the map.
Is Neverwinter the capital of this?
It's the largest city in this region.
Oh, okay, so they weren't ferrying it like across a desert or something crazy.
I'm actually gonna pop this map over here for you real quick. Hold on.
While this is going on, can Layla take a peek in there to see if she can find another sword?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, there's absolutely short swords, spears. Yep.
There's one dagger.
There is? Oh, wonderful. I want to scoop that up.
Oh, okay, Rachel. Hey, you found a dagger.
Out of curiosity, since I replaced one of my original short swords with Talon, can I get my other one back? Did I leave it in maybe the inn? I didn't sell it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then I'll just wait till we go back to the inn and I'll get my sword.
Yeah, because I think your swords have names, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
It doesn't make sense to you just drop it on the ground and be like, all right, done with that.
I've had this forever. Drop.
So what kind of crossbows are these? Because you mentioned there's some crossbows.
Yes, I did. They are hand crossbows, and there are 3 of them.
Ooh, I want to take 2.
Okay, you got 2 hands. Might as
Yeah.
well.
Could I shoot off both at the same time, or is that like a special class feature?
Yeah, I don't think there's any because they're light, they're one-handed. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. The tricky part is that loading them is part of your action. So if you have to reload them, you're only reloading once, like on the second round. But in one round of attack, if you had both loaded, like going into an encounter, you could fire both and then switch to like your weapons, or I think focus on one. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And if you pick up the crossbow expert feat, it removes that whole loading restriction, so you can load them and fire them in one round.
That's pretty badass, loading 2 crossbows in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. We need to, if crossbows is something that you really like, we might have to invent a repeating crossbow or something.
I was gonna say later on down the road you can get repeaters.
Yep.
Alright, so we've done this room. Do we want to go to the next room or the next floor?
This is actually the basement. Are you guys heading? Yeah, he died. D-I-D. Died. So heading up, you're heading up the stairs here? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
All right, as you head up the stairs, you actually you come up a stone staircase. At the top of it, the door is open. It looks like it's the inside of maybe a house, probably the manor up at the top of the hill. But there's also a lot of sunlight. Is everyone heading up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you actually step out of the cellar door into the great room of Tressendar Manor. Looking up, you can see the sky as the house is kind of fallen down around you. The cellar seems to be the only location that was really still in good repair. Probably because it's buried under a hill.
Part of this is under a hill.
Yeah, the basement, like the Tressendar Manor is up at the top of that hill, east of Phandelver. Let me pop over to that map.
Right.
Nope, that's the wrong map.
Whoa.
And I don't think we're using that map.
I saw something.
Ooh, what was that?
Yeah, I don't think we're going there.
Is that family?
Is that what?
Nothing.
That was Phandelver. So we've got Tresendar Manor up on the hill here. This is kind of where you're emerging. The basement is all down in this hill below it.
I see, yeah. Well, this manor's pretty beat up.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much destroyed.
Is there anything interesting up here?
Double checking, but there's some old picture frames and things like that hanging on a couple of the walls. The pictures have long since deteriorated. There are two at the front door. There are two stone. They look like orc skulls on pedestals flanking each side of the door. But aside from that, there's no treasure or anything like that left here. This is a ruin.
I say we call dibs on this house
This is your house
and
now?
rebuild it.
So we're trying to find Gundren, but also trying to build the house.
Well,
Oh yeah.
You gotta have a place to sleep while you're finding Gundren.
That's
We
all
were gonna
been
have an
aiming
inn.
at it.
No, that was purely a joke. Well, alright, I guess our exploring is done.
Yeah, the Red Brands ransacked a lot of that. They left what was in the sarcophagi, excuse me, Rachel, because no one should ever rob the dead. I can't believe that you gave them Talon. That is something I was like, well, what if they... No, that's fine. They won't do that. Sir,
Look at her, all honorable and whatnot.
yeah. Well, hey, that makes sense.
I guess one of us has to be.
It's just a +1 sword. I mean,
I know.
NBD. No big deal.
Well, it looks like the Red Brands have pretty much ransacked this place. What do you say we go talk to Sildar and see where we can go from here? Maybe in the mayor.
On the way, can we talk to the mayor?
Callista is desperately looking for a secret room or passageway or something that she can take.
She's gonna take a secret room.
She's gonna take whatever she can. If it's a door, she'll take it.
Roll me
You know
an
what I meant.
investigation.
Everybody cross your fingers. I need some loot.
As you are walking out over the rotting wood floor of Tresendar Manor and approaching the door, you're all kind of, walking, clump, 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 clump. You hear that there is a bit of a difference in sound under your feet.
I immediately kneel down and start prying backboards. Damn it, there's gotta be something left.
The wooden boards start to kind of come up in pieces as they have rotted away, but looking down through the gaps in the floorboards and the holes that you've started making, the rest of you, are you guys kind of watching her do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The sunlight above you shines down into the hole, and you see a glint of something shiny.
I want to reach in and pull it out.
You reach in and try to move it. It is too large. You may need some help making a bigger hole.
Anybody bring a shovel? Just
Like-
one tool.
Did anybody grab a crowbar from underneath?
Oh, I'm sure.
Really?
Callista
wanted-
pulls a crowbar out of her pack and hands it to Anthony.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Now-
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Now, do I use the pointy end on the wood?
They're-
Right.
The crowbar has 2 pointy ends. It doesn't matter. Just wedge it in there and push. Callista is going to pull out her hammer and start banging on the floor.
Chunks of the floor are coming apart, and you see down in the in this hole that you guys are making, buried under the floor, long forgotten, is a chest.
Yes. I would like to inspect the chest to see if it is trapped, since nothing has reached up and grabbed me or bit me yet.
As you do that, a hand reaches
Stop
out.
it.
I take the dagger and I stab it with the pointy end.
The hand was actually Layla's hand.
Well, thanks.
Layla
Wow.
has tetanus.
Roll for initiative.
Fight.
Layla has tetanus now.
All right, yeah. Who wants to help Callista kind of heave this chest up out of the ground, out of the floor?
Well, somebody has 19 strength, don't they? Wink.
I mean, I've done my fair share of lifting for today.
Oh gosh, you guys are.
Oh, come on. Hey, whoever helps gets a cut of whatever's inside here. Since I found it, and Anthony's helped, so far it's like 70-30, me and him.
You know what? I feel like lifting again.
You feel?
That's the spirit. Let's go.
All right, so you guys pull this chest out of the rotten floor, where it has the chest itself is it's a very, very dark wood, accented in gold. For some reason, the chest itself has not rotted away. It might just have been protected enough being underneath the floorboards.
Is it locked?
It is locked. There is a large lock on the front of this thing.
Whoa.
Large lock just means more room to move around in. Pull out my thieves' tools, lick my thumb, kind of thumb through them, figure out which ones I'm going to use, and go to work.
Go for it.
Wait, I don't know how to use these. What do I roll?
You should be able to click your thieves tool. There you go. Oh, nice. 19 on your thieves tools. I guess that's fine. All right. So,
You defeat the lock.
Of course.
clasp falls away. And
Now roll initiative. It's a mimic.
The chest devours you while you are dead.
Yes, it was a mimic sleeping the entire time. I want to crack it open.
all right. Callista, I need you to roll me something.
Of course. I'm guessing my 12 investigation was not good enough to find out if it was trapped.
I need you to roll me a D100.
Woohoo.
Roll me 2d4. And then roll me a d10 3 times. Or just 3d10 and I can read them. Oh, that's kinky.
What?
Yeah, what?
It's a whip.
Inside the chest, you find there's a small golden bracelet. The bracelet itself is made of its individual links. Each of the links, when you look at them, it's kind of like a chain, but a little maybe built like one. Each of the links is a weapon. There's a sword, a dagger, an arrow, an axe, and they kind of go around each's hilt meeting its head, going around to form a bracelet. There
It's
are
a weapon charm bracelet?
It's a weapon
That's
charm
cool.
bracelet.
That's
there are
cool.
also 2 black velvet masks stitched with silver thread.
Heyo!
Kinky.
And ball gag.
And a rubber ball gag. They have zipper mouths. No, they don't. Stop it, Rocket.
You added that bit, I did.
I'm surprised there wasn't a whip.
You put that. There is a whip. You put that.
Oh,
You put that bad thoughts in my head.
I'm sorry.
These masks are actually like full head masks. They slide down over your head. There's a small kind of pull tie that tightens at the neck. There are holes for your eyes, and that is it. There are no holes for your nose or mouth. It is a black silk mask. Velvet mask.
Callista's a little bit disturbed by the masks. They seem very opposite of something that she possesses, and it just sort of is off-putting to her for some reason. She hands one to Anthony, and he was like, "Do you get like any? Does this? Have you maybe read a book that explains what these are?"
What are they? What are they used for? What connotation are you talking about?
Poor Anthony.
Eyebrow wiggle.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Oh,
Can you
and
just tell me if they're gonna curse me if I put it on my face?
Man. Masquerades.
I could, but I may need a day.
For research and science, Anthony.
All right,
And
I'll hold on to
also
one.
to maybe prepare
You hold on to the other.
a spell. Okay.
Unless someone else wants to hold on to this thing, because it seems like it might be cursed. I just don't really feel great about this black mask. Totally gonna slip the gold bracelet over my wrist, though.
Cool. Okay.
I'm not really a fan of the mask either.
I'll take one.
For science.
Rule number 4: everything's an experiment.
Whoa.
That's the spirit. Don't kink shame.
I'm sorry, rule number 3 is everything's an experiment.
What's rule number 4?
Rule number 4 is if it seemed too good to be true, it probably is.
Just like my gold
Like
bracelet.
these Layla's gonna take one too, if nobody else wants that other one,
All right.
and then go burn it. No, not really.
I don't know, the silver thread can be very valuable.
Yeah, they're
It's already
definitely-
been stitched.
even their materials. Well, they're still stitched with thread, but it's got the pull strings around the neck as well to keep it on. A little bit of that asphyxiation.
Can I make velvet underwear out of them?
Yes.
Oh my god,
Don't curse your junk!
it's not breathable, is it?
It's gonna get
They're
swampy.
comfy.
It's gonna be swampy.
Chafing.
Oh.
You're the one wearing leather pants. That can't be comfortable.
I don't think at any point in this entire campaign Layla has suggested she has pants. She uses the term armor. I have pictured her in a jerkin only this entire... Is that not what's happening? Layla Windrunner? Just running around. Yep. Alright. As we are descending the hill to Tressendar Manor, let's take 5, get a drink, and do some poops and some pee-pees.
Okay. Alright, I also wanted to ask a question whenever we get back. We can wait.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
BRB.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And I'm back too.
Are any of you at all familiar with Path of Exile?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you guys were talking about without pants, it just reminded me of all the characters in Path of Exile. None of them wear pants. There is no pant armor.
Hmm. Must be a lot of butt cheeks flapping in the wind.
Pretty much.
Back.
Welcome back. Did you get my DM?
You're a DM.
No. The message.
Where?
In our DMZ sub channel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hold on. This breeze is wonderful. And I am kind of familiar with Path of Exile, but also not at all.
I was just gonna make the point that all the characters in that game don't wear pants either. They have like
Oh,
chest
snap.
pieces, but they don't wear pant armor.
It gives a dexterity bonus.
It does?
Yeah, Layla's a dex fighter, so it makes sense. And Sarban, if you could give yourself inspiration for A Mage's Guide to Physical Intimacy, Book 1, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, sure.
All right, everyone back? I saw Anthony go green for a second. I know Callista's in her office. And
No,
No?
nope. I'm
Lying.
hiding.
That's fine. You can hide in your office. And Layla, you're here? I saw you go green
Yeah.
too. Okay. Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys are coming down the hill from Tresendar Manor. You've got some kink masks and a really weird charm bracelet. There's a couple people that you guys wanted to maybe speak with. Where would you like to go?
I had a question before we left the manor. I wanted to see if there was any points of interest this way where the bugbears were going.
Okay, yeah. How far are you looking to go?
I'm just looking to see if there's anything, like, guessing from the way they were walking.
Do you want to follow the
If-
tracks? Or see if you can find them?
No, I was just seeing if there was, like, a structure or something that direction that I could see from where we are.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, there's not a structure, but what you do notice is you've got the hills and the fields and things like that. It would be very easy to skirt the edge of Phandelver to the south without being able to be seen from the buildings. You can pretty much circumvent the whole town by swinging south. There's some relatively low hills, but they're high enough to keep you out of sight of the townspeople, unless someone's at an elevated position such as Tresendar.
Okay.
To piggyback on that, out of curiosity, in the grass, are there any worn spots, like a pathway, that are not concealed? Like, does it look like there's
Like
been
heavy
foot traffic?
Like a,
Yeah.
like a game path or no. There's not a game path specifically. You can look for individual tracks, but there's nothing to indicate that this would have been something that they did regularly. It's not like a high traffic area or an alternate route into Tresendar.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? Should we talk to the town master first, or catch up with Sildar?
While we're still in good graces, I say let's talk to the town master.
Okay.
Callista's just pleased with her new bracelet and is willing to go along with whatever you guys are doing.
All right. So as you get to the center of town, it looks like things are starting to wind down a little bit. There's still some festivities and things going on, but it's late afternoon. People do have some, tolerance for alcohol. There's a lot of people passed out in front of Stonehill Inn. There's still some music going, but for the most part, most of the we'll say festival has started to kind of break up as the sun gets a little higher and a little hotter. There's a shipment coming in. Looks like there's a wagon out front of the Lion Shield Coster, and you've got the Town Master's Hall here. Heading into the Town Master's Hall, you're hit by the smell of an apple cobbler. And sitting at the end of this long building, the inside is a single room with a couple posts holding up the ceiling, running down the center. On one side, there are 3 cells, all vacant. Looks like the town master may also kind of double as like the town constable or sheriff or something like that. And sitting at the end, underneath the bell tower that you see from the outside as you approach the building is kind of a portly man devouring an apple cobbler and sipping on an apple cider. Loves him some apples. Above his head, there's a rope hanging down from the bell tower above. He could just reach up and ring it if he wanted to. I think you should make apple cobbler. If you could maybe do that closer, that'd be great.
I don't have any preserves left, so I'll have to do it from scratch. But yes, I think this weekend that's going to happen.
There's a grocery store like 9 miles from here. Just saying, the night is young.
What makes a difference between a cobbler and a pie?
Pie has a shape. Isn't cobbler more or less just like a mushy mass of delicious?
Yeah,
It's like
cobbler
pie.
doesn't have a crust on the bottom and the sides, and usually has a topping of like oats mixed with flour and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So it's supposed to be like just a top crust and then nothing under it.
All right, so sitting at the end in the townmaster's hall at a table, devouring the hell out of some good stuff, you see the townmaster, Harbin Weston. He barely even realizes or acknowledges you as you come in. Certainly doesn't notice who you are.
Are we interrupting an intimate moment, Townmaster?
Oh, have you heard? The cobbler from Darren's apples. Well, hello.
He kind of hops up and wipes his hand, or wipes his mouth with his hand, and then extends the same hand out to you, Sarbin, to shake yours enthusiastically.
I reluctantly reach out, but as soon as we're done shaking hands, I wipe it on my robes as soon as I can.
You're gonna smell like apples for a little bit. There's some apple goo on you, a sugary mess. Might leave a stain. Careful.
I can clean clothes with magic.
Oh, excellent. So he kind of goes down the line and attempts to shake everyone's hand enthusiastically, thanking you all for the service that you have provided the town, and ridding them of this menace, the Red Brands, and that wretched glassed out man.
What service can I be of you today?
Well, we were wondering if the name Gundren Roxir seems familiar to you.
Gundren? Yes, absolutely. I've met the dwarf a time or two. He and his brothers, Thurbin and Noonday. Yes, I've met them.
Nundro.
Yes. Thank you, my lady.
Tiffany. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Thank you, Tiffany. Pleased to make yours as well.
He bows very low.
They're a regular staple at the Stonehill Inn. Prospectors, brothers, good patrons, and never given any trouble. What might I be able to help you with the Rockseeker brothers?
Well, we were hired here to actually escort some supplies for him here. And on the way, we were ambushed. And we found something that we think was Gundren's, and we believe he was ambushed earlier and potentially kidnapped.
Oh, kidnapped, huh? These poor brothers can't seem to get a break. Gundren kidnapped? Kidnapped by whom?
That's the thing, we're not sure. We were wondering if you knew someone who would know somebody about, like, what Gundren was doing recently.
I believe they had found some mine or some such. That was the scuttlebutt over at the Stonehill Inn. Thurden was in a few nights past. He kind of glances over at Tiffany, squints his eyes a little bit, speaking with someone or another, many men. I don't know about the location of some mine. The man was drunk and silly. He was run out of town the following day. Haven't seen Thundrin since. I'm sad to hear about Gundren, though. A very, very nice dwarf, and I do hope that he is unkidnapped with haste.
Oh yeah, we're trying. We just need someone to point us in the right direction.
Do you have any leads?
All we have is traveling companion Sildar. That's about it.
Sildar, yes. I'm familiar with the man. Hurt his legs off.
Callista whispers over to Sarbin that Colleen Alderleaf was supposed to have some information about where these ruins were that we were looking for.
Oh, yes, Colleen is, familiar with the north. I believe her family hails from, Hotnow or Thunder Tree or some such. Up, north over the hills, to the east of Neverwinter and the river.
Excuse me, I'm not very familiar with this area. What's to the south of here? Anything important?
Important, yes, of course. The Sword Mountains, important for Neverwinter's defenses. Maybe not so much for her prosperity, but they'd shield us from some of the nastier weather from the south. They also provide a good environment for all the, less desirables, the mountain giants and trolls and orcs and such like that. They tend to stay towards the mountains. They are inhospitable creatures with inhospitable tastes and like the inhospitality of those steep cliff faces.
And is there a certain area that, I don't know, like a structure, or do they just live in the mountains, in caves and whatnot?
Most of the orcs living up there are tribal. The giants themselves live in relatively small hovels. They don't live in homes as you and I. Repurposed caves, really. Disgusting creatures. The orc clans fight with each other. They wipe one another out and take their things and then realize those things were no better than the things they had. Do it again. Etc., etc.
About how far of a day's walk is that? The mountains, that is, from here.
The Sword Mountains, my lady...
She remains quiet, just waiting for him to answer.
My lady, the Sword Mountains are few days, maybe no, a day and a half to reach the foothills.
And the area that Tiffany asked about, how far is that in the north?
I'm popping up you guys over to this other map so that you can see where the sword mounds are down there. And Tiffany, what did Tiffany ask specifically?
I can't remember what it was called. Said that someone knew.
Oh, Killeen.
Yeah.
Killeen Alderleaf. Thunder Tree. Yes. Thunder
Yes.
Tree and Hope now. Thunder Tree is about as far as Neverwinter without the benefit of a road, I'm afraid. Would take near, half a week to reach Thunder Tree in good weather.
Out of curiosity, sir, do you know of any lost mine or recently found mine in the Sword Mountains?
Well, lost and recently found are two completely different things, I'm afraid.
Uh-huh.
Well, excuse me. Recently found mines. No, there was a bit of excitement over a gold vein, maybe a month back or so, I want to say it was somewhere south, towards the mountains. Not but maybe 4 hours from here, though. Prospectors came in. They were very, very excited at their find. Unfortunately, the vein did not run incredibly deep, and it seems that they were able to recover all the valuables from there within a day or so, much to their dismay. It was very exciting, but not very prosperous. I tell you, if these dwarfs have found a mine, it would make a great deal of difference to Phandelver. Our little frontier town would be booming then, for sure.
I see. Well, thank you so much for your time, sir. I think it would probably be best if we were on our way.
If I may, I'm sorry. I just had 2 more questions. First question. Have you heard the tales of the Forge of Spells?
The Forge of Spells. Forge of Spells. No. No, I don't believe I have. Wait. No.
Can I insight check him?
Yes, absolutely.
The Forge of Spells, is that something that is, like, more dwarven? Would...
It's in my book that's in Dwarven.
Yeah, she's got some info in her.
Yeah,
her notes.
so-
She's just gotta sit down and read it.
Just gotta sit down and read it out loud.
Should you tell bedtime stories of the Forge of Spells?
Whoa.
Okay, I got a 9. Don't get anything.
I don't know if he knows if he's telling the truth or not. Or you don't know if he knows if he's telling the truth or not.
Okay.
He's a politician. Don't waste your time on him.
True. Okay, last question, and then we'll make sure you get back to your wonderful dessert. Where can I find an apple pie, the best one in the town?
Apple pie. That's gonna be Darren. Yes, absolutely. Darren Addermath. All of the apples that you see in these delights behind you came from his orchard north of town.
All right, I will have to
He's
pay him a visit. Thank you.
Bit of a short man, but the man can grow some apples. The best apples. Oh, yes, in the entire region. Skilled apple crafter, that Darren.
That Darren.
Well, we'll be on our way. We'd like
That
to.
is a gorgeous man.
That is one
Wow.
pretty apple crafter.
He reads poetry to his apples, I'm sure.
Not always an apple crafter, that Darren.
I mean, no one is born an apple crafter.
The finest apple crafters in all the world are made.
Alright, we need to get going, guys.
Yeah, we're trying to unkidnap Gundren here, so thank you for your
Once
help.
he has been unkidnapped, it would be fantastic if you could return him with great haste to Phandelver. Aid him in whatever manner you can in locating this mine. Get it reopened and restore prosperity to the town. That would be all of a great service to me, Phandelver, and her people. Oh, one more thing?
Shoot.
There seems to be a spot of trouble on the Tribor Trail. Some of our shipments, goods and such, from Redlock and lands to the east, haven't been arriving. I've heard talk in the taverns of men being carried off by orcs and other undesirables. If you could exterminate this threat and restore the trade route, that would also greatly assist the people of Phandelver.
And while we're on that subject, you may want to check the manor. There's all sorts of, not loot per se, but stuff that I think that would help the town. Swords, mining supplies. You might want to go in, send some people to go in there and get them. It should be clear. We just got done exploring it, and there was nobody else in there.
Oh, thank you very much. The town militia, once I have formed one, I'm sure will benefit from those greatly. Yes. Now, my cobbler is getting cold.
Yeah, bye.
He bows very curtly and turns on his heel and waddles back over to the table, sits down, and smiling at you, begins to devour his cobbler again. Takes a big, enthusiastic swig of ale. Some of it dribbles down his chin, and he kind of finger waves at you guys as you turn to head out the door.
And by ale, I'm sure you meant cider.
That's what I meant. That is what I meant to say.
Word cider.
Uninspiration
Cider
to
ale.
you for correcting the DM. I'm an ale.
I was actually thinking about how much better it would be with some, milk or cream.
Apple on
Do you
apple
have
seem
any-
just
Do you have any
really
cream? You haven't had an Eldermouth apple. You do not know.
You are absolutely right. I have not had one yet.
Darren is a
That
beautiful
needs to be
man.
rectified post-haste.
Alright, let's go.
Darren is so handsome.
Keep wanting to put you guys on that other map. All right.
Alright, so that man's about 10 shades of useless.
Yep.
There was some exposition hidden in there. Don't say he's useless.
Yeah, I don't like him.
No, you shouldn't. He's gross. What are
We
you thinking
did
now?
learn something. Well, some of us want to get some apples, I'm sure.
Some of us want to talk to Sildar.
And others want to talk to Killeen.
Isn't Colleen up in that town way out there?
She was when the party was going on, but she owns the Alderley farm in the southeast. East.
Oh, okay. So she's not here right now, but she will be?
No, she's in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she hasn't left.
She's the only halfling in town. She should be both easy and difficult to locate.
So I will give you guys an option. If I heard like 3 different people say you wanted to go 3 different places. If you want, you guys can split up. I'm using air quotes here, and most of these are going to be RP-ish encounters. So if you want to do like subgroups, someone goes here, someone goes there, stuff like that, and do quick one-on-ones with the NPCs, that's cool. If you want to stay together as a group, that's also cool. There's not really any reason to do it one way or the other, or any real benefit other than just kind of flavor. Big apples.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should split up. I think it'd be quicker. Or fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you guys are basically kind of grabbing. If you want, yeah, we can do one-on-ones, and then you can come back together and share the info if you guys are cool with that.
So I'm in favor, or I'm going to go with Callista to find Colleen.
Okay.
I'm going to apples because I asked about the apple pie.
Cool. All right.
I'm gonna go talk to Sildar.
And I'm gonna follow Z.
All right. Cool. So we'll go in that order. I'm gonna pull Sarbin and Callista down real quick, and we'll run through Alderley Farm BRB. Is that cool?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hello. I mean, hello. I've got to do my best. Little halfling lady voice.
Oh, Colleen, how is your head?
Yeah. Big ol' knot on it. All right, so you guys.
It was a
come
little
to,
bonked the last time.
Alderley Farm. You see that. It looks like there's maybe some cooking going on. There's a smoke coming from the chimney. As you guys near the farm, you heading straight in, or right up to the door?
Oh, yeah, knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right, knocking on the door. You hear dum 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 dum, and running up to the door flies open, and little Carp is sitting there, and he's got Callista, your dagger in his hand, and he goes, "Oh hey!" and just kind of like jumps on guard, like he's gonna stab you with it.
Callista's gonna look as though she's gonna put a hand over her heart like she's been hit. And she'll say, "Oh no, it's the hero, Phandelver."
Yeah, I'm a hero just like you. Mom, I'm a hero. He turns around and runs back into the house.
Yeah, what happened to the family release? Did they just go straight to Neverwinter, or are they like milling around here?
They're not like at the farm, but yeah, they're still in town. They probably haven't had a chance to bail yet or find a trip home.
So has Carp and his friend reunited at all?
You should ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Carp. Have you seen your friend around town?
Nars? You saved
Yeah.
him?
Yeah, we saved him.
Oh, that's swell. Mom, they saved Carp. Did you save his sister too?
Yeah, we saved the whole family.
Oh, that's too bad. His mom's nice though. His sister's mean. She pulls my hair.
Yeah, well, some people you just gotta deal with. Said they might go to Neverwinter soon, so I would meet with your friend when you can.
Sorry, I'm laughing too hard.
What are you saying? Oh,
Me?
no. She said I said Carp instead of Nards.
Oh.
Fucking Nards. I'm sorry. What was your question? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna pull this back up there because this is silly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they've arrived at the front door, and Sarbin is. Carp just stabbed Callista, and Sarbin is schmoozing him. Continue.
Yeah, so Carp, you might want to hang out with your friend when you can, because they're gonna head up to Neverwinter soon.
Oh, they're moving?
Yeah, sorry to tell you, but hey, if I didn't tell you, you might have never seen him again.
Maybe he can run away, and then he can stay here, and he can hide in the field.
Well, that's one option.
He could pretend to be a scarecrow. We could stuff a whole bunch of hay in his clothes and put him on a stick. and he just won't move, and they'll never know.
So
No one will
while
ever
he's
find out.
sword fighting with a post in the living room, putting more nicks in it than it already has. Yes, absolutely. Colleen kind of comes up from the kitchen, cleaning her hands on an apron. She's got a big old knot on her forehead where she fell and hit the table and got knocked out. And Sarbin, she's takes her hand, nice and open palm, and goes to bring that right across your face. What do you do?
Oh, like, I probably deserve that, but why?
So you're gonna let her hit you?
Yeah.
She slaps you across the face and points an accusing finger at both of you and says,
You sent my son into those woods to track down some entrance to the Red Brand's hideout? Are you crazy? Who do you think you are?
Well, hold on. We didn't exactly send him out there. We couldn't stop him.
He's got a damn knife!
Well, hero's got to protect himself.
He's not a hero. He is my son.
He's a survivor.
He won't be if you've ever seen him with a knife. I keep taking it away. I've thrown it out. I threw it in the field. Within 20 minutes, he has it back in his damn hand. Going at that post. Carp, stop it! No, stop it!
Callista just grins because she knows that he's developing skills that will help him in the future.
she pulls a shoe off of her foot and she points it at him accusingly, and he sheathes the sword, jumps over the kind of makeshift sofa that they have, stabs it one time, or dagger, stabs it, it looks like a sword in his hand, he's little, stabs the sofa, crawls underneath the sofa, comes out the back of it, and runs up the stairs. And she just kind of closes her eyes. What can I help you with?
Well, we were wondering if you knew anything about a Gungeon Roxy or anything at all.
Specifically, Thunder Tree.
My family is from Thunder Tree. What do you need to know about it?
Well, we are looking for a dwarf who was taken by goblins. Long story short, they mentioned something about something that appeared to be like a castle or a fortress. The closest we can find is something called Thunder Tree. And we were told that you might be the only person who knows how to get there.
I can give you directions to Thunder Tree, yes. My town did not have a fortress. It did have a tower. That's a dangerous place. You don't want to go there. No one's there anymore except, well, I think my sister is still in that area.
Your sister must be quite strong to survive on her own.
Yeah, it must be a rough place out there.
She's very resourceful.
Is there some way we could like signal her if we meet her to like say, "Hey, we know your sister. Is it family member?
Sister?
Sister, yeah." Could we say like, "Hey, we know you"? Would that work? Would she not be alarmed by us then?
Yes, these people have killed a lot of people. We definitely wouldn't want to hurt kin.
Alright, yeah, she might be able to help you. Do you have a map?
As a matter of fact, I do. Someone kind of like scrabbles around in his satchel and pulls something out.
I'm glad you do, because I definitely don't.
One of you has the map. So she marks the Thunder Tree, which you see here on your map, and tells you. I mean, you can kind of go by way of the you can go by way of the Tribor Trail, and head up through Neverwinter. Follow the river before you reach Neverwinter Wood, or as soon as you're not here, Leaf. You need to shut up. Sorry. You're not here. Follow the river, and once you see Neverwinter Wood coming over to the hills, head south. You'll find Thunder Tree, and if you're there, Radoth will find you. Give her this when you see her, and she reaches kind of in her neckline and pulls out a small necklace, and at the end of it there is a little silver leaf.
Oh yeah, we'll do. We'll keep this safe.
Bring it back if you can. If not, it's the least I can do for the help that you've given the town here, ridding us of those Red Brand traitors, just despicable men. And if you ever try to influence my son again and send him into a cave filled with bandits, I will kill you.
Sauron kind of puts his hands up like, yeah, you got it. Totally understand.
Now, if you excuse me, I need to go wrangle my own little monster.
Carp! Carp, it's dinner! No, Mom, I don't want to play. Carp, get down here right now! No, stop upstairs, I'm playing.
You hear like just bouncing and crashing, something shatters upstairs.
Can I try to pull her aside before we leave and do a persuasion?
Yeah.
I want to try to tell her that the skills that he is learning will allow him to survive in the future world, especially without a father. Oh, can I use my inspiration? I wanted to use my inspiration.
You can use
I
your
want to waste it on this because Carp is important.
Is he?
He is to me.
Alright.
He has no father, just like me.
Go ahead.
So yeah, my 20.
You want to use your
I missed
22?
the button. My 22. Yes, I want to use my 22 and convince her that the skills that he is learning need to be fostered. What is it?
Nourished?
Helped along, encouraged, so that he can survive and do well in the future, because it is a hard world out there. Go Carp, slay, kill your way to the top. It's eat or be eaten or something like that. I don't know.
So you want him to live his life like you?
I have no response to that. I think I've done pretty well. I've survived.
Could you take your knife back?
You take it back. Take it, keep it, and when he's old enough, give it back to him. Let him practice on sticks. But when he deserves it, give him that knife back.
She nods, and she says, you should see the damage that he's done to the kitchen table with a stick. And she opens the door and kind of ushers the two of you out. Doesn't slap Sarvin again.
Yes. Wait, well-
Sweet. What?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay, you got where Thunder Tree is, and you know that her sister might have some information on the surrounding area and Thunder Tree itself. Her sister's name is Redoth, and if you go to Thunder Tree, you may find, or she may find you. If she does, show her the necklace, and she'll know that Killian sent you.
Alright, now make the zooming noise where you zoom out from where we are and zoom into the next group.
Let's do apples. I think Anthony was next.
I think so.
All right. Anthony, you arrive at Edermath orchard at the north end of town. You see a beautiful man loading some bushels of apples up into a small wagon. And there is a woman in kind of dusty robes standing with him. Looks like she's saying something very important to him. He sees you approaching, and he kind of hushes her. She turns and feigns a bit of a smile to you. And what do you do as you approach these two?
I'm gonna go, Mr. Eldermath, Darren Eldermath.
I'm Darren.
Yes. I was talking to Mr. Weston, and about purchasing the best apple pie in the city, and he told me to come here.
A savior of Phandelver comes to my orchard to buy apples.
I mean, I don't know if I'm a savior of Phandelver. I've just cleaned up a mess I caused.
He kind of looks over at the woman standing with him. They kind of share a bit of a glance, and he nods to her, kind of approving of you, and turns back and says, "Humble."
Yeah, I mean, I tried to be. I have rules in my book here, and number 15 to take responsibility for your mistakes, and I feel that was a mistake I made.
What book do you have there?
Just my spell book I got from the college up in Neverwinter.
Ah, that explains quite a bit, actually.
It does? How so?
You seem terrified.
Well, I mean, you're a pretty intimidating person for someone who's the best orchard in the city. And also you have a glorious beard, if I may say.
Yes, I take care of it and trim it daily. So he tosses you an apple. Actually, roll me a dexterity to see if you catch it. I just want a 6.
Come on, be lower than a 6. A dexterity save or just a dexterity?
Yeah, do me a save.
Darn.
Oh. You snatch that apple. You just snatch it. It's like it pauses in the air before you, and you reach up with all the grace of some kind of moon dryad dancing on starlight or some crap, and you just effortlessly grasp the apple. Nice reflexes for a schoolboy.
Thank you. Nice apples. Your apples are very firm.
The firmest. Okay, I ship it. I don't normally say that, but I'm just saying. What can I really help you with?
Well, okay. I'll be honest. I met someone, and she said that we should try an apple pie together. I honestly don't know what that means. So I was going to get an apple pie, and then maybe... I don't know.
He kind of looks at you. He's squinting like he's not 100% sure. And he kind of nods, looks at the woman next to him who just shrugs. She's like, I don't understand. I don't know what's going on right now. And he says, who was she?
Well, just a second ago she said her name was Tiffany, so I'm not honestly sure anymore.
So a woman wants to share an apple pie with you. That's
Well,
it's a pretty big step. Are you ready for that?
I guess I've never really done this before. In the
Never.
college, we just worried about studies.
You've never had pie.
I mean, I had pie before. I had a blueberry pie once.
But
I
you've
had
never
raspberry.
had pie.
I'm sorry, I don't follow. What does that mean? I told you I had pie blueberry and raspberry. I had a blackberry one time, and I wasn't a big fan of it. But I mean,
I'll make you a pie. I'll deliver it to Stonehill Inn.
oh, okay. How much do I owe you?
This one's on me.
Oh, well, aren't you a very nice gentleman? I appreciate it.
It's really the least I could do for you.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. He looks over at the woman, and she looks at him and just kind of shakes her head no. And he says, it'll be there at nightfall.
All right, I will be waiting. Thank you.
You're very welcome again.
And I
throws you another apple. Can you do it twice?
I hope not.
No, you guys score some point.
That's still good. You snatch that apple as well. It's like, oh, a little slower that time, but very good.
Thank you. Two very firm apples you have.
Yes. All right. I will send the pie.
Thank you. And I walk away and I take a bite of an apple.
It is delicious.
It is the greatest apple I've ever had. It is juicy.
That apple gives you inspiration. Because you are fantastic. Okay, well done, sir. Well done.
The greatness of D&D.
The masses are absolutely applauding you both right now.
Had pie. Okay. All right. Z and Leaf and Sildar. What's going on?
First off, I don't know how I can follow.
I don't know.
That.
This is all downhill. Maybe we should just wrap it up now. If you guys have any
We should
questions
probably
about
just
where
stop.
it's gonna go. Let me know. Good deal. Okay. Where the hell? I had all kinds of notes for that encounter. Luckily, he just wanted to know about pie, so I didn't need them, but I can't fucking find them. Okay. Anyway, go
Wait,
ahead.
was there more?
Huh?
Was there more to...
Just pie.
Okay, good.
Just pie. All right. Sildar, the one-legged wonder of Waterdeep. What's up? What's going on?
Is he still at Barthen's? Or is he elsewhere?
Yeah, if you head to Barthen's, you see him. He's sitting on the front porch, and he looks like he's messing with the crutch that he's got. His leg is still off.
Oh, it hasn't grown back yet.
He's got this crutch in one hand, and he is just adjusting it. It's made of two pieces of wood that are kind of fastened together by some kind of crude fastener at the center, and it looks like the bottom is just kind of wobbly and broken. He just takes it and throws it down into the dirt.
Oh my. Sildar, do you have a moment?
Oh, I'm sorry. A little frustrated.
She gives an empathetic smile. Is he with me?
Yes.
The last we met, you were still a little under the weather. I know Tiff. She goes by Tiffany now, I guess. Tiffany was here. Did you speak with her at all? She was in your room.
Maybe I'm having some trouble remembering I don't remember where I got this massive knot on my head. He kind of rubs his forehead a little bit.
Oh, it was probably the goblins.
Must have been.
If you had a moment, I think Z here and I would like to speak with you. I think probably concerning pretty much the same thing. Z, if you would, you're welcome to go first.
Yep, I'm just here to listen in.
Oh, okay. A couple things. What from? Give me 1 sec.
While she's talking, I'm going to be standing there leaning on my staff.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. No reaction from him.
Okay, sorry.
Z just made a point of saying that she's leaning on her staff right now, and there is no reaction from Sildar.
Sildar, if you don't mind, from the time you left Neverwinter, can you recount everything that happened up until you and Gundren being taken by the goblins?
It was a very rudimentary ambush. I should have seen it coming. Arrows felled our horses almost immediately. Goblins sprung from the ground, it seemed, and took us both. I think I might have... Maybe I knocked my head falling from my horse. I remember waking, and Gundren and I were chained up in a cave. The goblins were talking about taking him somewhere. Everything is kind of a blur. I'm having trouble recalling.
It's fine. I know you've been through quite a bit. Do you remember hearing anything about taking the maps to someone, a castle, anything like that?
Yes. Gundren and the maps were to be delivered to... was it... Castle, Tower, Fortress. My goblin is a little weak. I do remember them saying something about a spider.
Yes, Z, you have that letter that we found in Tressendar Manor, correct?
Yes, I do. I produce it, unwrap it, and basically shove it in his face. Like, read this, read this.
Calm down, Z.
The color drains from his face as he looks over this letter, and he says very low. He says, "Iarno, how could you?"
I'm sorry. What?
Who?
Iarno Alberg. He's the one I'm here to find.
Find?
Return home.
I'm sorry. I'm a little confused because I know whenever we last spoke, in Neverwinter, we were supposed to just be delivering the supplies, the provisions. Here, what else is going on that we don't know about?
At the time, I wouldn't have thought the two related. I was sent by the Lord's Alliance. Gundren is an old friend of mine. He was traveling to Phandelver. I was already heading here. It seemed reasonable that we traveled together. I was sent looking for an operative of the Lord's Alliance who disappeared in this area. My old friend, he kind of hands the letter back to Z. Yarno Alberk.
I'm sorry, he's part of the Lord's Alliance.
He was. I'm to understand he was Glassstaff?
That's him? Oh. So where... Just to make sure I'm on the same page, Mr. Albert is Glassstaff, who is currently dead. Yes.
Yes.
I'm just kind of grabbing at straws, I know. Is there any possible way that Gondren's disappearance has anything to do with the Glassstaff that you know of?
I wasn't sure until you showed me that letter, but here.
Of course.
And he reaches into his pocket and he produces this. He pulls out a piece of parchment, and on it, he has kind of taken with a pencil or something a relief of something, and he tells you both that Glassstaff was sent here to investigate this, and he shows you this relief of a spider pendant.
Oh.
I don't think he was investigating that anymore.
So, then let me ask this. What does this have to do with the Red Brand? Anything?
That I don't know.
Okay, that being said, before we came here and before, I suppose, you knew him, what kind of man was he? I mean, did he... Oh.
He had saved my life countless times. This doesn't
From
make
where?
any sense.
No. From where did he hail? Where did he live before he came here? Where did he come from? From Neverwinter?
He's a Watadavian, like me. We both came from Waterdeep. He was sent to investigate the origins of this pendant, originally found on some of the, I fear, same goblins that laid an ambush for me and my dwarven friend.
You say he was investigating, then why is he in cohorts with the Hill Orts, whatever they're called, sorry.
And Layla, really nods her head at this. When we saw them, earlier today, they were leaving the manor with two goblinoids.
All bears, I think.
Yeah,
Bugbears.
I can only assume that it's all related.
I know that it's... There's maybe more to the story. I can't continue in my current condition, but you can.
What will you have me do?
This pendant was found on a goblin messenger in the area. It was brought to Neverwinter, and it was actually attempted to be sold. I was determined that
This is an artifact of some great power. Oriana, the headmistress of the wizard school, was able to detect a scrying spell on the pendant itself. Someone was able to observe through it. The pendant is now safely kept in a secure location within Waterdeep. That's why I have this relief here with me now. Iarno was sent to determine why a goblin would be in possession of such a rare and valuable artifact. But it seems that some nefarious end came to him. This is not like him. This doesn't make sense. I'll send word back to Waterdeep at once, but I need you to find out what is happening here. Where did this pendant come from? Why are they working with goblins? And where is Gundren?
Layla takes a second. She's really trying to piece everything together as best as she can. I am with you in that I believe that it's all connected in some way. We just need to find the pieces. Can I trust that you will stay here? Or will you go back to Waterdeep? What I'm getting at is I feel like we need to stay in contact together.
I will stay here until the deed is done. That was the mission I was sent on, and that is the mission I will complete, or I will die trying.
She looks over to Z to see if she has any questions, anything that she may have missed, you got anything?
Nope. I'm kind of perplexed over the situation as well.
Oh, I believe we're almost done here. If you don't mind, if it were you, where would you start first? Can you point us in the right direction?
I fear that the owner of this pendant was looking for whatever Gundren had found. If we find him, we may find them.
Problem is, we have no idea where he went, other than the tower, and nobody knows where that tower is. Or am I mistaken in that?
Wait, you're looking for a tower? There was a
A
tower
castle?
in Thunder Tree.
You're not here.
Oh no, I'm not here. Never mind. I'm off in a field somewhere, wandering around, filling my water skin. Ah.
I suppose that's
They're... I hesitate. These are desperate times. Seek Sister Gariel at the Shrine of Luck in the center of town.
Gariel. Okay.
Tell her you need answers, and ask if she has direction. Tell her I sent you.
Alright.
Understood. Sidol, thank you so much for your help. I cannot begin to truly tell you how sorry I am about everything that's happened to you. I'm sorry we couldn't come sooner.
My leg's off.
Yes, I see that, and I'm sorry.
My crutch is broken.
I see that as well.
My
I'm
friend
sorry.
has been taken.
Would you like for me to find you?
My other
Perhaps
friend
a carpenter?
turned into golden dust.
I didn't do that
For some reason, we're still allies.
because we're the only friends you have right now.
That is correct. You're the only hope we have. Take this. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small silver shield, and it just has the letter L engraved in it. And he hands it to you, Layla. And he says, you carry with you the authority of the Lord's Alliance.
Oh. Then I will carry this with pride.
Do not abuse the faith that I have put in you.
I don't aim to, sir.
He nods at you both and kind of reaches over with his good leg and tries to scoot the crutch closer because he really needs to fix that. He shouldn't have thrown it. It's too far away. He can't pick it up.
Layla bends over and takes the crutch and hands it back to him.
He thanks you and pulls a small tool from his belt and begins trying to tighten the fastener again.
When Layla leaves, can she go try to find somebody who knows a carpenter here in town, or
Make him
that
crutch.
woodworker building? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't you think we should go to the Shrine of Luck first?
I think I feel really bad for Sildar right now.
I like how you said that in character voice. I feel super bad for Sildar. His legs off.
What are you gonna get him, a peg leg?
Oh!
Perhaps.
Alright, well, I'll meet you at the Shrine of Luck then, I guess.
If you happen to speak with her before I get back, please do what you must. I'll hurry back.
Oh no, I'm waiting for you because I've already forgot half that information.
Okay.
I'll do recaps and notes.
Okay, good. Because
I can also set these handouts if you guys wanted to, so that you can edit them.
That would actually be kind of cool because I like taking notes, especially when it comes to certain characters. If that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. I'll turn all those on in a little bit here when we're done tonight. We got 10 minutes. You guys want to talk to Sister Gariel, or you want to save that for next week?
Yeah, I imagine.
I think it might be worth it to reconvene first.
Okay, and then I'll go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what she's saying is apple pie and bedtime stories.
Apple pie,
apple
bedtime
pie.
story.
Anthony's gonna get some
The
apple
woodworker.
pie. Yeah, you can absolutely hit up the woodworker before you. I'm reminded of American Pie.
Yeah, me too.
Warm apple pie. Yeah, so you're absolutely able to hit up the woodworker kind of immediately. Commission a crutch is only like 5 silver, and he'll make you a solid one that doesn't have that silly little collapsible piece in the middle for Sildar. Or if you want to get him a peg leg, that's fine too.
Actually, can I get them both? How much would that be?
Peg leg is going to require sizing. He's going to need other materials.
Well,
And do you want to barter with him?
then she would like to commission the crutch first, and then whenever she goes to take the crutch back to him, say, "Hey, why don't you go visit him so he can size you for a peg leg?"
Okay, all right, cool. It's going to be like a little Jaime Lannister, only his legs off.
Only not.
Nice. Okay. All right. So do you guys want to reconvene kind of between sessions, or you guys just want to talk now? Or what? Where are we going from here? We'll probably, I think, is maybe then a good stopping point, right? 10 o'clock Eastern. We got our 3 hours.
Yeah.
So we'll call it here. Didn't get to do any of the encounters that I had planned, which is awesome. That means I had very little prep for next week. Good stuff. All right.